Hello, welcome to the self-learning platform by Dr. Sushma Singh. Today we start Unit 6, Hinduism, Swami Vivekanand and Shri Aurobindo Ghosh. Our topic is Transition of Hinduism, Vivekanand to Shri Aurobindo. In the social and political ideas of Swami Vivekanand, we had seen the rise of Hinduism and Indian nationalism. New Hinduism became the tool of national consciousness in India. But this consciousness was broad enough to include Muslim, Parsi, Christian, and other minorities in India. In the political idea of Vivekanand, we could see the rudimentary element of nationalism. But with the growth of national consciousness, Bengal produced another great nationalist thinker in whose political ideas we could see the development and growth of Indian nationalism. In the beginning of 20th century, nationalism became more aggressive and anti-colonial. Sri Aurobindo Ghosh was instrumental in giving radical content to nationalism in India. The political career of Aurobindo Ghosh began in the last decade of 19th century as he spent 13 years of his life in Bengal to get the best English education. He returned to India and studied history and philosophy. In the process, he became one of the authentic exponent of Hinduism and Hindu philosophy. He joined the extremist group in the Congress and took a leading role in the anti-partition movement in Bengal. During this period, he mobilized people through speeches and writings. He was a leading member of the radical group in Congress party. The British government tried to suppress the Swadeshi movement. Tilak and Aurobindo were arrested. Lala Lajpat Rai was deported and many were put behind the bars. Along with Aurobindo, his revolutionary brother Barinder was arrested on the charge of sedition. In the trial, Aurobindo was acquitted, but Barinder was sent to gallows. In the jail, he had certain spiritual and mystical experiences, and as a result, he decided to leave politics and concentrate on the life of philosophy and yoga. In a brief political career, Aurobindo carried forward the process of the Renaissance of Hinduism on the basis of Vedanta and deepened the concept of spiritual nationalism. Sri Aurobindo's political idea could be divided into two phases. In the first phase, he expounded the concept of Indian nationalism and developed the theory of passive resistance. In the second phase, as a great saga of India, he wrote extensively on the ideal of human unity and the essential characteristics of Indian model of state building. Thus, in the first phase, he was a militant nationalist eager to liberate his motherland from the bondage, and in the second phase, he was a great saga who sought to give message to the world in the ideals of the human unity and nationalism to achieve the goal. Now the next point is Shri Aurobindo on Renaissance of Hinduism. As we have seen, Shri Aurobindo was a prominent figure in the Renaissance of Hinduism, and he wanted to complete the task left incomplete by Swami Vivekanand and Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. Aurobindo carried forward the development of Neo Vedanta and declared that the true message of Vedanta was selfless action or karma yoga. In the theory of karma yoga, a person was enjoined to perform his duties without aspiring for the fruits thereof. The Gita taught us to fight against injustice because life is a series of struggles. Aurobindo was of the opinion that there was a need of renaissance of Hinduism, which called for the awakening of the Indian soul, which was in deep slumber. It could achieve its glory through the philosophy of Vedanta, which gave more importance to spirituality than to science. The West glorified science, but science is a light within a limited room, not the sun that which illuminates the world. The spirit of every human heart had to be awakened to revive the glory of Hinduism. Hinduism should change the wrecks of the past so that its beauty might be restored. It must alter the bodily appearance so that her soul might be newly expressed. According to Sri Aurobindo, the goal of new Hinduism was to pave the way for emergence of Indian nationalism and to harmonize the world and the spirit. He held that the genius of the Hindu was not for pure action, but for thought and aspiration realized in action. Now, the next point is Sri Aurobindo on evil effect of British rule. Aurobindo was a harsh critic of the British rule in India. He did not agree with the opinion of the moderates that it was a divine dispensation. He said that it was a curse for the majority of the Indian people because the foreign rule in India sapped moral and mental energies of the Indian people. The British rule ruined the economy of India and did not allow the latter to develop as an independent nation. It disorganized the Indians into a crowd with no center of strength or means of resistance. Her industries and trade were ruined and agriculture devastated. The British government in India was the worst type of bureaucratic despotism motivated by plunder and domination. India was held in subjection for the benefit of the British ruling classes. The British claim of a good government was false, and a good and efficient government was no substitute for self government and freedom. It was contention of Aurobindo that the spirit of India could be freed only by securing complete independence of the country. Freedom from foreign rule was an inalienable right of the people. The evil effects of British rule could be eradicated only by the overthrowing it. Its continuance would further worsen the situation in India. Now we want to wind up this lecture and thank you so much for your attention.